Okay. What's up, everybody, and welcome to another reading with the Crown Priestess. I've been called to bring a collective message. I don't know what's going to come out. We just going to roll with whatever it is. It's just a freestyle. We're going to freestyle. I just posted on my IG stories a little meditative exercise for you guys. So you could take a look at that and put that into practice to see if that helps you gain some clarity on some situations, because everybody is in like a little bit of a riot, right? Everybody is in some type of war right now, whether psychological, emotional, spiritual, financial. Everybody is hurt. You know, some people got all of the above going on right now. So a lot of you are struggling with illness right now and disease. So it's just a lot. A lot of people are suffering losses. I recently, like just yesterday or the day before that, found out that a good friend of mine died in a tragic accident. And I didn't get a phone call. I didn't get anything. I literally just came across it online. And I was just like, what the fuck? You know, like, and it, you know, I'm sending a lot of love and light to his family and the people that knew this man. I'm telling you, he was like, he just brought a light with him, you know, and it's really just crazy how life works. I will say, from what I've seen, what I know of him, like, he definitely lived life to the fullest. He definitely was a person who was fun, who was happy, who was, you know, he brought joy to a lot of others. So it's crazy, you know, but honestly, I know that he's okay wherever he's at, because souls like that don't end up anywhere unfortunate, I promise you. But anyway, moving forward, I just pray that this message is catching everybody in good health, you know, that things are working out in your favor, that you are pressing forward, that you're not giving up or giving in. And let's get into it. I don't know what the hell's about to come out in these cards, but let's roll. Okay. Yeah, well, they got a lot to say, I'll say that. Start with 3 only, yeah? Is that all right with you guys? Thank you. Exactly 3. Yeah, stress and anxiety for sure. Lots of intuition and fear-based energy around new beginnings, okay? It's like your gut versus your mind. And it's crazy because if you look at the meditative exercise I just put in my stories, it works through those areas, okay? It works from the mind to the core and then back out into the divine. It's a very, very effective meditative practice that I use, okay, that I use personally for myself in my own life. It has never steered me wrong. It gets stronger, it gets easier, it gets clearer the more that I practice it. So free game for y'all in my stories. But yeah, there is a battle between the head and the heart, so to speak, when it comes to decisions and taking risk at this time. A lot of you don't feel it worthy to take the risk on a lot of things. But it's almost like your soul is calling you to do so. And I mean, that's just like, to me, that's a running theme with things. I was just speaking to a friend of mine who also happens to be a regular client of mine. And he said, if only life were that simple. And I said to him, it is. It's just that people complicate things. Oh, you need help. Okay, great. I got you. Sorry, my son is struggling. He has a little cold and he has some skin conditions that we're handling. We actually have an appointment in a few, so I'm, you know, but I felt called to do this. So, but yeah, I was saying to this man, like, it's really not that complicated. It's just that we, as people, we make it complicated. There's too much ego and not enough soul in these situations. And then we're like craving soul. You know what I mean? It's like you want things that are more depth, more, you know, sustainable, things that are really like rooted in a strong and positive way, that have sturdy foundations, you know, whether it's whatever, your house, your money, your morale. Like, we want things to like be up and be stuck, but we literally go against the grain every time. It doesn't make any fucking sense. If this is what you want, then do that. You know what I mean? Like, stop worrying about, oh, well, what if, and what if, and what if, and what if, and the fear of rejection shit. Who gives a fuck? Like, who cares? It is what it is. Like, you're not always going to hear a yes, but you're not always going to hear a no. And how the fuck will you know if you're just sitting there, right? So a lot of you are in this space where you're overthinking something because you feel like you're not going to land on your feet. You know what I mean? You feel like you're going to take this jump. It's like, and I don't want to make it that catastrophic because there's no tower energy here, but I feel like a lot of you end up in self-induced towers because you don't jump when you should. And it's like now the building's on fire. You can't get out the front door. You can't get out the back door. You have no choice but to jump out this second story, third story window. And it's like, oh my God, I'm not going to land on my feet. Oh my God, I'm going to get hurt. Oh my God, I'm going to die. But if you just fucking jump, right, and save yourself the hazard of burning to death or dying of, failed lungs, you're probably going to make it. Tuck and fucking roll. You might break something. You might hurt something. I'm not saying that it's not going to be a painful way down, but it's like you had the time before this building caught fire. Before, you had the time to walk out the front door and you didn't. You had the time to sneak out the back door and you didn't. You had the time to tie a fucking rope, blankets together, hang them on a fucking sturdy thing in the house and climb down that window like a knight in shining armor in one of those fucking fairy tales. But you didn't. So now you're bringing yourself to this space where you have to jump and you're nervous. But don't be nervous, like you just have to do it. Like, it's like watching a kid. How kids are like so fucking fearless? Like they can literally just dive off of anything. They don't care. They don't know that they're going to get hurt. They don't know whatever. Now I get it. As we get older, we learn. We learn that fire burns. So we're not just going to touch it. But it doesn't mean that you stop lighting matches, right? I know fire burns. You know fire burns. But I'm going to keep lighting these candles. I'm going to keep cooking meals. I'm going to keep baking. I'm going to keep smoking. I'm going to keep doing a lot of shit that has to do with said fire. But I've learned how to move around the fire. I've learned how to, you know what I mean? It's something to that effect that Spirit is bringing through about y'all. Like, you have more experience, more knowledge, and you're more equipped than you think you are for this risk. You think it's a risk because you think that you're not going to know how to work this out, when in reality you do. You know better. You have all the, exactly, like how to do it. You know exactly how to deal with this. Excuse me. You know exactly how to deal with this. Okay. So why? Thanks. Because maybe you have more than one option, because it can go more than one way. All right, great. Like, I don't know when having more than one option for anything actually became a problem. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm a person, I don't know, maybe because I'm a cardinal sign or whatever. Like, if I see something and I fucks with it, I'm in that. Like, I'm on it. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, yeah, I'm gonna give it a shot. If it don't work out, it don't work out. Whether it's a job, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a fucking new drink. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't learn until I was in my late 20s that I was a whiskey girl. Because I drank whatever. Guess what? I still drink whatever. But if I have to choose, if I have a preference, I'm going to cop that whiskey. If I can be spoiled for choice, I'm going to get that whiskey. And maybe some tequila too. You know what I'm trying to say? So when did having options become such a stressful situation? Now, I get it. Some people are overwhelmed by quantity, overwhelmed by variety. Some people, like the fixed signs, not pointing out anybody, but the fixed signs, right? They're just comfortable with what they're comfortable with. And that's okay. That's still a decision, though. That's not me being confused. That's saying, no, I don't like to put syrup on my pancakes. Or I don't like to mix the rice and the beans. I want to see them separate on the plate. I don't want them touching. My shit can't touch. I want to eat everything on its own. Like, that's okay, but that's a definitive idea. You're saying, okay, this is what I want. This is what I like. This is what I need. But I feel like some of you have more than one phenomenal choice. Like, you can choose to do this and be this and be great, or you can go this way and do this and be great. And it's like, you're like, wait a minute, I can do both, or I can do that or this. Now, if this is a love situation, you know, I can see how it's complex, but I don't feel like it's a love situation for a lot of you, honestly. I feel like this is other things in your life, like jobs, like where to live, like what to eat, like, you know, it's not that big of a deal. It's just trial and error, you know, like it is what it is. If you go with something, you go with your first mind. And if it doesn't work out, great. I tried, it wasn't for me. Moving forward. What is the fucking science behind this exactly? Like, a lot of you are really keeping yourselves from your own blessings because you're overthinking the shit out of something that 9 chances out of 10 when you take that leap are going to be really beneficial to you. You're really going to love it. You're going to love it there. You're going to love it there. Whatever that place is, whatever that job is, whatever that person is, whatever that relationship is, whatever that idea is, whatever that, whatever. I don't give a shit. I don't care. Okay. Because it's different for everybody. And obviously I watch too much Silas Tarot. Okay. Hilarious. I think it's because we both Aries. I believe that nigga when he say he don't give a shit. He doesn't care. Like, y'all give us way too much credit with that. If I say I don't care, believe me, I don't. Because I actually care a lot about things. So once I'm at a level where I'm like, I don't give a shit, you couldn't pay me to give a shit. I'm moving forward. Enough about me. Yeah. Some of you guys literally have asked for something, manifested something, done everything, right? Because the magician fell on the high priestess. If that's not, I don't know. That's also, some of you are partnering with someone who is just as powerful as you, who has the same, let me tell you something. That's high key something I've been manifesting. A spiritual connection. And I don't mean just like, oh, in the 7D, the way everybody fucking talks about it. I mean like for real. If I'm with a man who can do what I do, like in this priesthood shit, wow. Like, you ain't even gonna see me no more. Y'all ain't even gonna have to worry about me. And don't worry about us conquering the world, no. But like, that power together, we out of here. We're gonna manifest our way into a new fucking planet. Like, you understand? Because, geez. But anyway, some of you are in a connection with somebody who is just as spiritually inclined as you, or who would be you guys would be very powerful together. But aside from that, a lot of you have literally asked for what it is that's coming to you. And I said this to somebody recently. I think it was one of my girlfriends. And this be the problem, is that you are begging God for something like every day, even subconsciously, even when you're not thinking about it, even in your dreams, you are pulling this energy into your life. And then when it shows up, you're not ready for it. What the fuck is your problem? And yeah, I'm cursing you out, because what is the point of me saying, right? It's like, and I explained this, it definitely was to my girlfriend. I remember exactly who, I won't say her name, but I said, you want this so bad, right? You want it so bad. Like, you want love, right? Let's say love. But when it shows up, you're not ready for it, because you want love so bad. You want a man who's just going to take care of you, who's just going to understand, who's just going to be consistent, who's just going to be faithful, who's going to check off all your boxes, right? But you still worried about the nigga who broke your heart. You're still entertaining the nigga that you had sex with randomly, you know, throughout the last 6 years. You're still, you know, stalking some other nigga's page. So what the fuck? So now when God says, okay, here, because he can, it's quite that easy. It's that simple for the divine to say, here you go. This is what you've been asking for. It's right here. What you gonna do with it? You're going to miss the opportunity, or worse, you're going to fumble the fucking bag, because you were not in a space to receive that. And you know you weren't. So now you want to blame it on what? Another man that ruined whatever? No, it's you. You were still heartbroken from Fulano. You still had a problem with old girl because she's the one who ended up getting him instead of you. You still got a problem because this one flirted with you, made you go out your way. You gave him some punani, or, you know, whatever the fuck y'all did on the side. And now he won't call you anymore. So how are you available in any aspect, but specifically emotionally available for the love you've been begging God for when he pulls them up to your door? That's why they're not here yet. That's why. And You're actively looking for this. And I'm here to tell you, it's never in the places you're searching for. It's never where you're looking for it at where you're looking for it at. It's never when you're looking for it. It's when you are so healed, so in control of self, so in love and self-aware, right, with yourself, that you're not even looking. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things, like, when the rainbow pop out, it don't tell niggas it's popping out. We don't know when we're going to see a rainbow. Think about that. It comes after the rain. Have you seen a rainbow after every single rainstorm? No. It's not always a thing. You can't always tell which side of the sky it's going to be at. You know what I mean? Like, we could tell when it rains. We can 9 times out of 10 predict the rain. We know the sun's going to come up every morning, whether it's cloudy or not. We know the moon is out, whether we can see it or not, whether the sun is shining on it or not, because that's the only time we see the moon is when the sun can give it light. Let's be real about that. Whatever. My tea is, there are some things we don't know. We don't know when the rainbow is going to pop out. We don't know a lot of shit. And when we see a rainbow, does it make it less beautiful or less magical? No. Every time I've seen grown-ass men like, look at the rainbow. Oh, look at that. I like that. Because it's so fucking rare, and you were just minding your business, doing whatever you were doing, and boom, oh, look, a rainbow, and now your day is just a little bit better for that moment, no matter what the fuck you have going on, because the rainbow just popped out. I don't know what the fuck Spirit is sending me on, because like I said, I didn't know what was coming out here, but that's the damn message. Who gives a shit? Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Y'all, I literally don't. I'm like a crazy person. Look at this. I can't. Three of Swords, Queen of Wands, the Lovers. Before I even keep going, even though I already know. Why? Because the honest truth needs to be spoken. And there goes a happy family on the bottom. The decisions that you are going to have to make, because this is definitely decisions surrounding a conversation, surrounding clarity, enlightenment, epiphanies, whatever this is, right? But I feel for a lot of you, there is communication between you and someone. Just go for it, you know, like whatever it is. For some of you, there's a conversation surrounding why something can't move forward, you know, in a partnership. Like, listen, this is the truth about this. This is where we are. And maybe it's time for us to take a trial separation, explore our other options, love down, but, you know, we're good. And you'll be fine. For others of you, this is a conversation that says, girl, you the one, you been the one. I know shit got crazy. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking, but been there, done that. I learned my lesson. Please, can we move forward together? Right? Some of you are leaving a job. Some of you are leaving a home. Some of you are leaving your mom, leaving the nest, I hear. Or your kids are leaving you if you're an older person with older kids. It's going to be fine. It's quite literally going to be fine. These are not some major, like, there's no ridiculous ass lined up fate for none of this shit. This is just regular scheduled lifing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's time. Chapters have closed. Things are coming to an end. New things need to begin, all right? A lot of you, this is a house, a home dynamic, whether this is you with a love partner or you with a family member, a mother, a brother, a father, a roommate. That's just like, girl, we've been rooming together for 5 years. It's time to move on. Like, you know, and maybe that's difficult for you to say to somebody because it's your house that they've been rooming in, but now you're not in a space where you want to share rooms anymore. Give them their time, have that conversation. Like, listen, you know, I don't want it to be super short notice, but I'm trying to get into an energy where, like, I want to be alone, or I want to move my family in here, and so I can't rent this room anymore, so I'm going to give you X amount of time to whatever. It is what it is. What niggas gonna tell you? No. Like, you know what I'm trying? I don't know what's holding you guys back. A lot of it seems self-inflicted. You know, there's a lot of self-doubt and fear around rejection, fear around leaving your comfort zones. Fixed signs again. Change is inevitable, you know, and it has to happen. You've taken enough time to heal, right? Four of Swords with the World's card. You're done. You're done. I think that's the thing too. Like, some people over dramatize the healing process, and I'm not and I'm not trying to say that to offend anybody, but it's like, let's say you broke a bone. Excuse me, I'm working. Let's say you broke a bone and you went to your rehabilitation, you had a cast, you had crutches, and, you know, they take your cast off and they tell you every day you do a little bit more, a little bit more. And it's like, you literally can walk already. You can walk, but you like, oh, you know, I got to take it easy because I just broke my leg. Or, you know, your friends are like, let's go dancing. And it's like, all right, I don't expect you to do the worm or boogie down and drop down to get your eagle on. You know, you just fucking fixed your leg, but you can walk, you can stand, you can bring your ass outside. What are you dragging it for? You know what I'm trying to say? You broke your leg 3 months ago. It's healed. It's done. Let's go. Like, so it's somebody here that is really dragging out their healing process. They're dragging out their rest state. It's like, you want to take a break from work or whatever. You're like, okay, I'm going to take a sabbatical. I've been working for 10 years straight. I'm going to take the next 3 months off and just chill. But now you're realizing, as much as you did and you loved the 3 months or whatever, now you're kind of like bored. Now you're like, I probably could get a little part-time, or maybe this is a good time to like start my new, you know, my new shit that I wanted to do, or my little podcast, or whatever the situation. But what's stopping you? What? Nothing, essentially, is what Spirit is saying. Okay, so let's get you some oracles so we can see what they confirm here. That's funny. Nothing's stopping you. So if you're feeling stagnant at this time, or you're finding yourself reserved or reaching these awkward pauses, it's you. It's no one else. It's just you. So, I mean, again, there's a way that when they gave the analogy of learning how to manipulate fire, right? Like, fire burns. It's a dangerous element. It can go wild. It can get out of control. It can kill us. But 9 times out of 10, as adults, we know how to work it. We know how to use it. We know how to use it responsibly, right? We use fire responsibly. The Lovers, yeah. Some of you are afraid to make something solid with somebody. Like, I was just singing this tune to someone. You know, if you love someone, just fucking say it. You know, like, get it out your system. Get it off your head. If you want to be with someone, say it. Men especially, because you're coming up so heavy. And it's because men be so nervous and so afraid of rejection. And they got all this ego. And it's like, child, yeah. Some of you with a court decision as well, or being able to take someone into litigation. Some of you feel like you don't have the right fight, the right defense. That may be in court, that may be not. That's just like, now I'm getting this message. You do. Spirit is saying, again, you have the resources. You have exactly everything that you need for this. You are equipped. You're ready. You've been ready for this. So don't hesitate. Don't stop now. Don't stop now just because you see something that looks intimidating, or something has raised, doubt in your mind. You don't see rewards without the work. You know what I'm trying to say? It's like, how will you know? How will you know that this person doesn't want to talk to you? How will you know that this person isn't in love with you too? How do you know that this person is not also willing to, separate and go their own way and do their own thing? How do you know? Like, we got to get uncomfortable, with the conversation. You have to. Because it don't even be uncomfortable for the other person 9 times out of 10. It's uncomfortable for you. And that's why you're not fucking saying anything. But you need to. Let's get some advice. What is your advice here other than say what you need to say? Yeah, move on. Move on. Move forward. The thing is, with the Six of Swords as well, it's a lot less challenging than you think. You know, is what I want to say with this. It's not as bad as you think because the water's calm. It's very like she's already practically at the shore, this girl. You know what I mean? Now, this could be, some people will look at it as she's leaving because she has a suitcase, but I'm almost seeing it as some of you are arriving because you have the Three of Wands at the bottom. You've already made it more than 50% of the journey. Like more than 50% of the journey has already been trud, right? Trudged. What is it? Trudge? That's funny. That's from A Knight's Tale, to trudge. A lot of you, the battles were not for the weak. I know that. I understand that, right? Because before the Six is the Five of Swords. It wasn't for the weak. People played the game. They played hard. They fought to win. People played dirty. It was challenging, but you've gotten over sort of the worst of it already, is what Spirit is saying. And what you've been asking for, what you've been waiting for, the opportunity has arrived. It's here already. So move the fuck into the next space. Move. Just literally, I see a lot of you are already at the door. Just cross the threshold. Cross the damn threshold and close that door behind you, so that way you don't even entertain whatever the fuck you just came out of, okay? All right. That's all she wrote. I hope that sits well with y'all and that makes sense, because I felt like I was ranting, but love, light, and abundance.